Hiya crafty folks, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and today I'm going to do some simple die cutting and create a gorgeous floral frame. Now this is a Catherine Pooler die, and these are wow stamps inspired by my friend Marian Emberson. My awesome friend Marie sent me those. I'm so excited to use them. Here's a photo of the finished card to show you the direction we're headed, but it really came together quickly and I was able to use up some paper scraps. So these color-coded folders are how I've been storing my scraps, and I found that it really works well for me. I find I just kind of reach for the color family that I want, and I'm probably able to find a scrap without having to cut into a new sheet of paper. So maybe try this system if other systems haven't been working for you, but this has worked really well for me. I have my little snips here. I am going to snip off just that inner leaf on the die set. I do want to actually keep the two frames connected. I think they're intended to be separated, but I know that I want to keep them together for the design that I'm going for in this case. So I'm using this really cool embossed colored paper here that I had in my stash. This is actually came embossed, so I knew I wasn't going to scrunch it down too much when I ran it through my die cutting machine. And then I decided to look for a smaller scrap because that was pretty much A2 size, and I didn't want to use the whole piece for the little small die cut that I wanted to use. So I'm going to use this separate piece and run through my die cutting machine. Now at first I was thinking it would create an outline of basically the same one that was in the frame, but I see it's actually a different die. So I'm just going to kind of configure it somewhere else in the composition, and I actually decided to run it through a second time so that I could put one on the inside of the card. So I'm just kind of playing around, figuring out what looks best for the layout, and then I will basically move on to the next step. So it kind of took me a little bit fiddling around, but I did ultimately end up putting the one on the inside of the card. So once I decide where that's going to go, I'm just going to get some liquid glue. I have my Barely Arts liquid glue, and I'm just going to put that down around on the back of this colored cardstock and basically attach that directly to the card base. Now this is US A2 size, 4¼ inches by 5½, and you can see how beautifully this frame kind of works in that space while creating a nice white border in the design. And that cardstock is Accent Opaque, 120 pound. I will link that below. I know it does come in and out of stock on Amazon, so just best advice I can give you is just kind of stock it on Amazon because it does kind of come in and out of availability. But if you can't get your hands on the 120 pound, the 100 pound is also still quite sturdy, and you can also use that for a card base if you need to. So I picked one of the sentiments from this beautiful stamp set, and I'm just using some, I think, cracked pistachio because I felt like it matched pretty well with that other lighter mint colored cardstock. And I put thanks for being you, I think is what it says. This is such a nice collection of sentiments. If you're just getting started, stamp sets like this are so nice just to have kind of a mix of sentiments. If you don't have, a huge, if you haven't amassed an obsessive crafty stash like many of us have, these sort of stamp sets are really good if you're just starting out. Now these are my card bling from A Colorful Life Designs. I do have a coupon, Amy Fan 10. If you shop for anything in the store, whether it's stamps or stencils or blingage, be sure to use my coupon AmyFan10 at checkout and you'll save 10% on your complete order. So I'm just picking the color that I felt worked best. I will link that below with all the other products, and I put that down in an odd smattering on the front of the card. So it came together really super quickly. I was very excited to use these new to me products on this card, and I'm excited to use it for future cards as well. So get out those scraps that you don't know what to do with and do some simple die cutting and turn it into a card. Thanks so much for spending time with me today, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.